Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a new Roll Initiative podcast. It's the fifth one.
That's correct. That's more than 4, but less than 6.
Yeah, so anyways, new podcast with Roll Initiative. Go check out my channel, link in the description below.
Oh, it's too late now. Oh no, it reset. Okay, so I had stuff on Twitter, and it took forever for me to get it. Now I have to go all the way back, because IGN posts way too much on Twitter.
Oh, did it
It's like 2 days ago, but I have to scroll down because they retweet everything they possibly can. Oh, I found it. I didn't. Got it. Okay. So this week we were talking about Nintendo. There's a lot of Nintendo news going on. They had some type of financial meeting, and they released a lot of stuff and some plans for the future. Some I'm looking forward to, some not. Whatever. So first off, there's all this stuff going on with the NX. A few months ago, they were talking about possible controller patents that they released, and people made fake versions of them, but they looked real. So all the stuff about that, what's going on. Then
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they looked really realistic, but then they actually were fake. And one guy made like a Photoshop version of it, and another guy made like an actual physical looking version of it with like paint. It looked really cool, and really realistic as well. But then 2 days ago. There's some profits announcements and some upcoming news. So I'm just gonna roll off one after another, and you can say what you want to about it, I guess. So the first one here is Nintendo's profits have fallen 61% in the last year.
I don't know. That is quite a bit.
It's more than half.
I mean, I don't really know. I have an idea over why that might be, but honestly, it's kind of reasonable. But I don't know. I think it's two reasons actually. But one of the big ones that a lot of people complain about is they're not trying anything new. They're just throwing in reboots of old games, and when they do, they're not games that people want. They're they won't do a Metroid reboot, and everyone wants that. Instead, they did that quad. What was it, the Metroid Prime Star Troopers or whatever?
And Star Fox?
Not Star Fox. No, they made a remake of it. It was a 4-player Nintendo DS shooter game or something. But it was Metroid. It was a Metroid game. I saw it in a magazine. But everyone was angry. They were very mad because everybody just wants a Metroid reboot, but they won't make it. Instead, they made this new Metroid-based game that nobody likes. But the other thing, which is a little more reasonable in their terms, that's very reasonable for the fans to be angry, but then the other one is more reasonable for Nintendo to do, which might cause some upsets in the fan base. But they only keep their games on their consoles, and people aren't going to pay that much money for a new console. You usually have one console and a computer, most people. And so if you have a console, generally most people have an Xbox or a PS4 if they're more they play a lot. And then they have a computer, which they might play on, depending on, if it's a work computer or not. But they never put their games on, PC, which could, it could be a catastrophic failure.
It's an untapped market.
Yeah.
It's an untapped market. They can make a lot of money from that. Which is why they're doing the smartphone stuff.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next thing, that Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing are coming to smartphones in autumn. But to your point that you said earlier about, I think people, at least most people who are gamers our age, usually they'll have a console, they'll have their PC, and then they'll have a handheld. At least in my view.
Handhelds, not as much.
Yeah, handhelds not as much. Yeah.
But handhelds are so good.
I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm
right
just
now,
saying
I have my laptop, my Xbox One, and my 3DS. Over the summer, I might get a Vita. So you want to move on to the next one?
Sure.
The Nintendo NX, Nintendo's next console, will be launched globally in March 2017.
I'm excited to see that.
So, I don't know if you guys have also heard stuff about like the PlayStation Neo.
Nope.
Really?
What's it about?
It's all on the internet. There's been a ton of stuff about PlayStation releasing another console that, like a PlayStation 4.5, which would hold all the same games, except the console would have capabilities for 4K graphics. It would run faster, and starting after it comes out, games would have to have a normal version and an updated version for that one. And there's also been stuff about another Xbox One, but it's not as big as the PlayStation.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, would that kind of be like how they had like the Xbox
That's
360,
really fast.
and then they had like the Xbox 360 like Slim or whatever that was
No.
just like a much better performance and
Xbox
stuff like that.
360 Slim.
No, because
You should copyright that now.
developers. No, because developers wouldn't have to. Developers for the PlayStation Neo, as they're saying, would have to make a whole different version of the game. So it'd be like,
Yes, but like, I don't know. I feel like if it's just a better version of a PS4,
but developers
nobody's
are gonna
buy
have to
that.
spend so much more time making their games to upgrade it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that would
yeah.
just be on PlayStation's part. That would just be kind of stupid. Like at that point, you make a new console. You know, like a completely.
But it's too early for a new console because the
But yeah, I
glory
mean,
of a
like at that
console
point,
is
but
that
you
you can
shouldn't
buy one.
release
for-
a console that just has better capabilities, but like, or like a better version of the already existing
It's
console.
a
Make
Half-Life
its games
upgrade.
have to be different because like the games shouldn't be different on like upgraded versions of the normal console. Games should be different on a new.
But it's
console.
different than an Xbox 360 Slim.
Well, I know, but like still, it's kind of it's a similar idea.
It's
but not-
similar, but it's not the same.
No, yeah.
Because the Slim
mean,
would
like,
just
the
be
same
like,
idea,
it can
like, you
run
know,
stuff
making it-
faster.
Yeah, it runs everything better, but
Yeah, it's
the
like
idea
it's
that-
like the new 3DS. Like it runs everything the same except it plays games faster.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
maybe
you don't need
they
to
can
get
shorten the
games
hard
for
so there's
3DS.
less
the
space.
new 3DS,
Which
right?
that I'm okay with because that's different than what they're saying with like the Nintendo, because it's like, or not Nintendo, I keep saying that. Sony, like the PlayStation Neo, because the Neo, as they're saying it, is you're gonna have to code something totally different, and so that's gonna take more time, more resources. You know, it's gonna be completely different.
Yeah, I don't know. It just to me it seems like a bit of a waste of time and money. Like at the either so there's a fine line there between a better version of a pre-existing console and a new console. Because to me, when I look at a upgraded console compared to a new console, the upgraded console has much better capabilities than the original version. So the PlayStation 4.5 or whatever you said, you know, like that kind of thing. But like that, but it's not an upgraded version if you need to update the games for it.
You don't need to update the games. All the games coming out will have to have a different version for that updated.
Really?
No, yeah, but like
Yes.
that at that point, if they're making
That's
new
what the
Oh.
leaks are,
games,
anyways.
if they're
Yeah.
if you have to make a new version for the game for that version,
It's
the console?
different. Yeah, so it's not
it's
gonna be
technically
like
a new console. It's not
because
an
it's
upgraded version.
different. Because you know how the Xbox One's kind of bulky, right?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with Xbox making like an Xbox One Slim, because that just means it's gonna take up less space.
But what's the point of that? I mean,
I mean,
takes
honestly,
up
like,
less
my
space,
Xbox,
and
I
then
don't
people
care
are
if
like,
it's
"Whoa,
big,
this
it
is the
looks
new thing."
more awesome.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like that would go nowhere.
No, well, they did it with the Xbox 360.
Yeah, but the 360, that one
That-
had not. It wasn't just the weight that was better. It was also like it had better like cooling properties, stuff like that. It
Yeah.
just like functioned better.
I
Didn't
mean, like
overheat
they'd have
much.
better insides, but the
Yeah.
things that it do would be exactly the same. It's just
Because like if,
the
if you're
outside.
buying like a new version just because it's smaller and it has literally no other differences, then it's a waste of money. But if they actually make it a better version, then I would buy it. I don't know.
But the whole glory of a console is to buy one for $500 and then wait 7 years, and then you can get another one.
Yeah.
Like that's like like if you got let's say the Xbox One came out when you were a freshman in high school, like you should be able to have the Xbox One until you graduate college, and not have an updated console, or like you know.
I think that's a little bit much, but
That's how it always goes. Like that's I think the console life for 360 was 7 years. So I would have you would have been a junior in college when the Xbox One came out. If the Xbox 360 came out when you were a freshman in high school,
yeah.
which is a long time, which is the glory of it because you get so much playtime out of it. It's totally worth the investment because by the time after 2 years, you could have money saved up for the next one, and then you can spend it on other games and stuff. And now that's even a better investment because you're not losing all your library with the Universal Windows stuff that Microsoft is doing now. So they want all the Xbox One games to be forward compatible. So all the games you have on the Xbox One would work on the Xbox 2 as long as and the 360 ones too. And they're trying to get original Xbox as well, but I don't know if they'll do that or not. That's a tough one.
Right.
I think that'd be cool if they could get that in with the next Xbox, because they'll be able to put new hardware in it. Yeah. So there's one more thing with Nintendo, and then I also have a thing online that I read a second ago. Zelda Wii U will be delayed to 2017 and is also coming to the NX.
Okay.
Which I guess is fine because the game needs more time, I guess, if they're saying that. But
Yeah.
what you think about that is Nintendo doesn't have any games lined up that are that great this year. That was going to be the big hitter this year, and now it's not coming out for another year.
Yeah.
So there's no big game. I mean, they have little ones that come out, like the 3DS, or I think they're trying to make a lot of their profits as my next thing. I can actually bring that up now. Nintendo wants to get a lot of more sales for 3DS and Wii U, and they're expecting that from re-releases of their old games.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's all I had. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if you want to talk about games,
Okay.
Well, Cora, you just said that Civil War was coming out.
Civil War comes out May 5th. I said last week May 6th, I believe. No, it's May 6th Civil War, August 5th Suicide Squad, which is what I mixed up last week.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, I was listening to the radio today because I tap dance, and my group dances were having pictures taken, like the scrapbook they make every year. And what happened, I was listening to it, and it was saying that the Marvel won their box office the box office, whatever, that they're expecting less sales than Age of Ultron for Civil War.
Really?
Which I think is I keep forgetting it myself, but Civil War isn't an Avengers movie. It's a Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Which makes it not as awesome to people's eyes. It's like, oh, it's not this big team up.
Yeah,
So I think
don't know.
the
I think that was kind of a poor advertising choice to make it a Captain America movie.
I understand where they're coming from, but then
Because it has all of them, you know?
Yeah.
not all of them, no.
But it has
Well-
it has a lot of them, you know?
Yeah, but
You
it's
think
not an
it'd be better-
Avengers movie. Which is why I don't think there's going to be something breaking the sales of Age of Ultron or the
Oh,
original.
yeah.
I don't think Age of Ultron did as well as Avengers. But I think Infinity War Part 2 is going to be amazing, you know? But have you read Civil War?
Me?
Any of you? Both of you?
I mean,
No.
I think I have, one of the comics. I don't remember which, but I know I had one a while back. But like I said, I don't know which one it was. I just know I had a Civil War comic.
Okay, well, I'm reading it. I'm gonna read part of it this weekend, part of it next weekend, and go see it. Which is gonna be interesting. Because if you don't know the plot, I don't want to spoil it, but a lot of stuff happens where you can see why it's a Captain America movie and how that progresses the plot. But I think it would have been a from what I've heard about it, I haven't read any of it yet. This is my copy; it's unopened. But it probably should have been Iron Man 4 and not Captain America, or maybe Captain America's just a bigger part of
Ooh.
it.
Again, I agree with George. It has all of them. So I
It
think it
doesn't
needs
have
to have
all of them though. It has some
most of them.
It has a large
More than
chunk of them.
50%.
It does no Thor. All the like gods, at least from what I've heard of, I can tell you like next week. But a lot of the guys who aren't from Earth aren't in it. So like Thor's not in it, who's like
Thor,
my favorite
Loki.
character. Would be the big ones. All like the earthly guys, the United States specifically. But yeah, I don't think there's not going to be a big seller until I don't think until Infinity War. Even though I think Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 is going to do really well. But I don't know if it's going to be better than the original, because the original was really good.
I didn't take a liking to Guardians of the Galaxy.
You have a weird taste in everything.
That can go both ways, Core Brown.
A lot of people rate Guardians of the Galaxy the #1 Marvel movie right now.
What?
Like IGN,
No.
I think
No.
Watch Mojo and IGN place it at #1. It's that and Captain America 2. It's placed on it switches.
Okay. I don't know about that.
Well, yeah. You're a very picky person, John Muse.
Okay.
What about games we're playing?
We went to the Cape.
We went to the Cave of the Cod. I went for 3 days, he went for 5. And after I got back, I edited episode 4 and uploaded it and all that shebang. I'm still working on Borderlands. I'm up to level 16. The quest I have next is level 17.
I think
So
I'm gonna
do more
prestige
side
again.
quests
Also.
in Call of Duty.
Yes.
Actually, I do have Games with Gold.
So anyways, what are the games for gold next month? You told me this a while back.
Yep, so Defense Grid 2, which is a turn-based type thing, which looks really interesting actually, and that is from May 1st to the 31st. Then Costume and Quest 2, which I guess you have to like save Halloween or something. It's like a child's type of game, but it still looks cute, and it's free, so why not? May 16th, and that's May 16th to June 15th. On the Xbox 360, and all the Xbox 360 games are back compatible for the one. I have some settings, so I have to go into my Xbox 360 personally to download them, but I probably should change that, because at some point my Xbox 360 will stop working. And that's the first one, which is from May 1st to the 15th. It's Grid 2, which is like a racing game. And the second
Oh,
one,
I know Grid.
yeah. And the second one is Peggle. I think that's it for games. Oh, well, I also just bought Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on the iPad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only $3.
I will definitely get that because that was.
Is it an MMO? I thought that was the MMO one, but it doesn't say that.
I don't know for sure.
It went up on the paid apps to like number 10, and I think because it was $10 before, now it's only $3. I don't know if that's a sale or not. So you should go definitely buy that if you have money on your account,
Like
John.
3 games on like the iPad. You guys know the game Drive Ahead?
No.
It's such a fun game. Like you basically see you're in like you have like cars and shit. And you know like games like Tug the Table and like soccer physics and stuff,
No.
Yeah.
where it's like 5 points to win, like that sort of thing. You have to get like 5 stars. Well, it's the same system with that, but instead, how it works is you're like in a car. There's a ton of different ones too. Like it's just some kind of car or vehicle. Sometimes some of them aren't even a car. You can like ride dinosaurs, but you have to have some sort of vehicle, basically, and and basically you have to hit the opponent's head to like knock them out of the game. So if you're playing classic, it's like gives you a star. King of the Hill, you just survive and try to get the highest score, and the score is counted by how many people you take out. So they also have like missions, and right now I'm actually playing one where basically they have like an alien category, like aliens, And the one I'm playing right now, basically, you have to like use some of the different military vehicles they have, which all shoot like bullets occasionally, and you have to like take down an alien overlords like UFO or whatever. And it's very
Cool.
hard, but it's a really fun game. Like it because all the missions are really cool.
So does anyone else have other games they want to talk about from vacation to currently?
I started playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag again, and I cannot
Black
stop.
Flag's a great one.
My brother has that for the Xbox One. They have multiplayer, right?
Yeah, they do. It's like
but
a versus.
it's such a joke. I mean, the
is it?
multiplayer.
So it's not worth
so-
it. So it's not like you can play together.
Basically, it's like you basically are disguised as someone. You know that game that people play on YouTube called like the Ship or whatever,
Yep.
where you like
It's-
have your quarry and all that. It's basically that,
Yeah, it's such
but
a
with all
joke.
parkour
Though.
and stuff. It's pretty
I-
cool, but I don't know. It's
I
not really that
honestly played it twice, and that's it.
fun. Yeah, I played it a few
But there's
times.
probably achievements connected to it, though, right?
Well, I mean, probably.
I mean, just like everything.
Assassin's Creed achievements aren't that difficult, too.
Assassin's Creed Unity had good multiplayer. And I mean, it wasn't a great game. I actually liked Assassin's Creed
I
Unity.
completed over February vacation. I thought it was fine, but I've apparently only played the bad Assassin's Creed games.
I don't know. I've played a few of them.
The only
Black
ones I've
Flag
played is the
considered one of
original
better
Assassin's
ones,
Creed.
And that's like, huh?
The only Assassin's Creeds I've ever played was Assassin's Creed 3, the original Assassin's Creed,
wasn't very good.
and Assassin's Creed Unity. So apparently the ones that weren't very good. What are your gamer scores?
Mine's
I
like 14,000 or something. I don't know.
mine's a little bit lower than that, but
This is like 5,000.
no, it's not. It has
It
gone up
actually is.
considerably. Go on Xbox right now and look it up. I dare you. Actually, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
It was like 4,500. Let me go check.
No, you really don't need to check. It's okay.
No,
Corey.
it's okay.
No, it's
I
good.
did it on my iPad.
Oh, are you using the thing that connects with the Xbox?
Yep.
Okay.
4,795.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I thought I had more. Yeah, I'm not a big Xbox gamer.
See, I've just been playing it for a while. That's my thing.
Like I'll play games just to play them, and
Yeah, I'm not like an achievement hunter type. I've
I
not
am
played
an
a
fourth
lot.
round is such an achievement hunter.
Let's see.
Admit
well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where can I view my gamer score? 1,100,201.
When you're,
So yeah.
so I'm playing that drive ahead game again. When you're literally driving a woolly mammoth like a beast.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful.
I know, right? Ooh, yay, saw bike. This thing's sick. It's a bike with a saw chained to the front of it. You know,
Well,
like
we
a
have
chainsaw.
hit the 35-minute mark, so I think this is a good time to stop.
I
Yeah,
think this
so
is
the-
also a good time to stop.
Yeah, so thank you and subscribe and bye.